Good afternoon. Like Skip pretty much said most of the things I wanted to say, so I won't be up here that long. My name is Ben Owens. Taco is my childhood nickname that I still get stuck with, so a lot of people call me that. I'm from Gardena, a little small city south of here, right adjacent to South LA. I grew up over there. Grew up in a nice home on a cul-de-sac. We used to call it a dead end. I don't know who changed it to cul-de-sac. We call it dead end. But I grew up on that street with my brothers and my sisters and my mother and my stepfather. They were government employees. We had a nice home. Everything was fine, with the exception of me going to school one day, elementary school. And while I was at school, I didn't own a watch, but I kind of knew the program. And it was recess time. It was time for me to go play kickball and pinch girls and do all of this other stuff. So it was recess time, and our school, 135th Street School, is adjacent to an alley. The alley is the hood alley. And while we were having recess this one particular day, the teachers came out, and I don't know if some of you have been to prison, but kind of cleared the yard. It was yard recall. We had to leave the playground. Again, I didn't own a watch, but this is my recreation time. This is my recess, and so I got upset. And when we got back in the classroom, I was wondering, I'm supposed to be out having fun. This is recess time. The teacher and the principal and everybody said, "Get in the classroom, hurry up, get in there." And then so I finally overheard the teacher telling the principal, "The Crips are coming, the Crips are coming." And they were. The Crips were walking down the alley. It was about 100 of them, 150 of them. This was in the 70s, and this was a time where they were having what they labeled as the Crip multiplication turf ball. They were going to different neighborhoods and starting all these different Crip sets within different communities. And when I got a glimpse of that and the power that the Crips had, that they had the ability to clear the yard, to intimidate the teachers and the principals and get everybody in the classroom, I said, I want a part of that. I want that kind of power. I want to be what the Crips are. So I had a friend that was in the classroom, and he had a brother that was a Crip. He introduced me to the Crips, and I became a part of the Crips. And as a result, I became a part of what was a developing culture. So I would liken the Crip culture similar to, for those of you who read the Bible, Adam being born a full-grown man. The Crips were kind of like, bam, and just here. It wasn't something that gradually developed here. With no agenda to say, when the Crips turn 50, this is what they should be doing. It was created by young people. For the most part, the curricula of what the Crips would have been or should have been kind of ended when the Crips founder and co-founder, Tookie and Raymond, died. Well, Raymond died within a year that Tookie went to jail for murder, I believe. I know Alex knows a little bit more about this than me, but you have two people that kind of developed something, promoted something, this gang culture, and they were snatched out of it. And people were just basically kind of winging it on their own. As a result of me being a gang member, I did my rites of passage, which included going to camp. Because when we were young, and 12 and 13, we just waited our turn, waiting for other people to come home and say, "Oh, I was at Camp Miller, I was at Camp Appleball, or Gonzalez." And so it was like camp that people paid to go to, but we anticipated going through the juvenile hall system. So I went to the camp, went to juvenile hall, went to county jail, went to state prison, went to federal prison, got shot, pretty much did everything that was on the to-do list of being a gang member. The requirement, because I don't know many nice gang members that don't get shot or go to jail or have bad experiences. But I did that all the while trying to maintain and balance a sense of normalcy, trying to have a normal life. I got married on my 19th birthday, still crippin', still gang banging. About 2 years after that, we were having children. And I decided, I don't want my children to be exposed to this gang culture. So packed up and moved to Orange County. Anaheim Hills, that is. Moved out there, and then, you know, I'm out there, I'm being Owens at PTA meetings and helping kids with homework and praying with them at night, and then after they're asleep, I jump in the car and go to LA like clockwork. And I was topical again. And I was selling crack and smoking PCP and doing gang stuff. I was living a dual lifestyle. And I believe that moving my family to Orange County did save it. I'm a father of 4. My oldest daughter is 32. My youngest is 23. That's my son. None of them have ever been to jail. They have never joined gangs. My son, I believe he is reincarnation of Bob Marley. That's all he does is smoke weed. He won't go to jail. He won't go to work. I'm okay with that for right now. As he gets older, we have to get him some kind of treatment plan. But experiencing that lifestyle, I'm looking back and some of it, a 12-year-old, 11-year-old making a decision to make a life-changing expense with no parental consent involved. I didn't need consent to join the Crips. I didn't need consent to be a gang member. That was a choice, and I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of that because I wanted power. Because even though I lived on a cul-de-sac, even though I had brothers and sisters, even though both of my parents, my mother and my stepfather, had government jobs, on the weekend there was some bad things happening at that home. Some bad things called domestic violence. My father, stepfather, would beat my mother. He would beat her, and we would not see her for days at a time because she had black eye and she was bruised. And in my mind, in that room, hearing her get beaten, sometimes coming in there and not him telling me to get out of here, but her telling me, get back in the room, get out of here. And just going in the room and just hearing that beating, and I would just always hope for power. I wish I just had some kind of power. I wish I was big. And every year I put different things on my Christmas list that make me bigger or gave me power. I would put weights on there. And I started adding BB guns. Never got the BB gun. But one year they did give me a present. It was a air gun. They gave me an air gun. Now, those of you who know an air gun don't shoot BBs. They just cock it. It was a rifle and you shoot it. So I took the air gun. It was a rifle. And I sawed off the barrel. I sawed off the stock. And I took a marker right where the little wood piece was, and I drew it like it was a sawed-off 12-gauge shot. Because I wanted some power. And that still wasn't enough. So when I joined the Crips, I said, all right, we're going to kill my stepfather. We're just going to kill him. I'm going to go to camp and get buff, and I'm going to kill him. That was on my itinerary, to kill him with the power that I could possess, either through gangs or through weapons or whatever it was. That had to be the reason for me to move. Got older, kind of segued from that. That wasn't on my agenda anymore. I did everything that I was supposed to do in the gang, earned the status because, as you can see, not only did I grow up in a different area, but I'm light-skinned. Some people, they see me and they, what does this do? This dude, he's mixed with something. So I tell people, oh, I'm black. My driver's license says I'm black, so I'm black. No, but that ain't the end of it. And then so a lot of times I go places. Here's where I get myself in trouble. Somebody might ask me something in Spanish. And I say, oh, hey, ¿cómo está? Muy bien. Then they go on, ¿dónde vas? Where you going? I say, oh, aquí. Then they just let me have it. Hey, cámate. No más. That's it. I got no more. It's all the Spanish I know. Everything else I know is bad words. I don't speak Spanish. I gave you everything I got. Because the perception of me is that I was Hispanic or Latino or whatever. And then so I learned a little bit of the language because the environment that I grew up around in, I learned it. And so growing up, being light-skinned and called pretty boy, or having wavy hair, put me in a predicament to where I had to prove myself. Are you really as down as you say you are? So, yeah, I am. So I would go above and beyond. I would max out. If they want to go, fight somebody or whatever, I'd be the last one to leave the fight. we're doing something illegal, I'll be the last one. No, we taking every penny. We not leaving till the cash register is unplugged and put in the card. And they say, this dude is crazy. Because I want to prove a point. So that allowed me a leadership position within the gang. After all of going through everything that I went through, I finally had a breaking point when I was at 26 years old. I was kind of like at a point in my life where everything was perfect. I had some leadership status in the gang. I had a nice home. I had a family. I had children. I had a hustle. I had a job. And my drug of choice was PCP. And I was able to balance life with that and manage it. And then one day I was high on PCP, and I had my Old English 800. And this was a day where my high was just right. Wasn't too much alcohol, wasn't too much PCP. It's like Goldilocks. I had just right. And I was at home alone by myself, and at that moment I said, God, if you can deliver me and allow me to feel good for the rest of my life, I'll never get high again. That was June the 12th, 1993. Ever since then, never looked back, never got high again, never had a drink, never. And from that point on, I began to make different decisions, and I began to have a conscience about the things that I was doing. I was hoping other people to do. I ended up going to federal prison for selling guns, buying guns in Arizona, selling to people, whatever. And it wasn't that I was a gun runner. I was a hustler. I was selling anything. I was selling Eskimo ice. It didn't matter. Whatever you want, I would get it. Just so happened, someone had guns on their inventory list, and I sold them to an undercover federal agent. They gave me 5 years in federal prison. When I came home, my wife, she was done. I had to move on. I stayed, I rose to Orange County, and as I began to interact with my neighborhood again, I did it on a positive level. I did outreach to a man named Bo Taylor. He was involved with the 1992 peace movement. Contacted him, began having meetings, and there was a meeting called as a result of Crips killing Crips. Went to that meeting. That was 10 years ago. That meeting consisted of other Crips talking about how to stop Crips from killing Crips. That was right around the time we took these era where they were getting ready to execute. Yes, it's true that some people weren't allowed in that meeting, and they had on red, and it was a Crip thing. It didn't have nothing to do with nobody else. That meeting lasted for about 2 hours. We decided that wasn't enough. We needed to meet again and again and again. And that developed the Southern California Ceasefire Committee, which is now a collaborative of Skip, Gerald, other Crips, former gang members, mothers and parents of other children. We even have law enforcement at the table, DCFS. All of these people come together as a collective. A collective is to talk about what is it that we can do collectively to stop not just gang violence, but all forms of violence. When we sit down at the table, for most of us, people who are classified as OGs, and some of us, it's called OGs, it stands for out of gas. Out of gas. We're old guys. We're OG isn't always what you think it is. But it's therapeutic, because we get to sit down at the table with our rivals in a room with law enforcement, with people who've been victimized, with people who are just in the community that don't know, what's going on, and we come together collectively and say, we're a voice for our community. We'll take the information back and apply it to how we can help other people. We've been doing this for 10 years, but that's just when we meet. After that, we go into action. There's action times where we have what we call Safe and Sober Summer. That's when we go out every Sunday in the summer months and we pass out bottled water. We go to different communities and stand on awful corners and pass out bottled water. Why do you do that, Tucker? Well, in the state of California, 85% of all violent offenders they do the offenses while under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Did you know that in our communities, you can walk in the store, lay $1 on the counter, and walk in the back, go get you a malt liquor. Malt liquor isn't even beer. It looked like it, it tastes like it, but it's not beer. And walk out the store with the $1 on the counter. You can go in the store and grab a bottle of water, 16 ounces, set it on the counter, and it's $1.25, $1.39. It's cold, you want to drink, but you don't have the extra change. I'll take the malt liquor, and I'm out of here. Drink the malt liquor, now you want some PCP, now you want some crack, now you want to do all these different other things connected to the alcohol. So we pass it out because it is a shame that you can buy malt liquor at a cheaper rate than you can buy a bottle of water in our community. We pass it out on Sunday because Sunday in the county of Los Angeles is the most deadliest day of the week. In the county of Los Angeles, more people are murdered on a Sunday than any other day of the week. Some people believe in theory that it spills over from Saturday. Not always the case. We get called with people getting killed at 4 p.m. in the afternoon on a Sunday. Then we got another theory that it is for those who have religious or spiritual beliefs that it is an adversary that also is doing some things while people are getting dressed for church, to go to the mosque, to go to the temple. There's some bad things that happen on Sunday. So Sunday is the day that we go out during the summer months. We pass out a bottle of water. We go to candlelight vigils to where we can go and promote peace. It's kind of hard to go somewhere when there's blood on the ground, somebody's loved one has been killed, but at the same time, you want to be able to communicate that something bad has happened here, but we don't want to become what we hate. So we offer ourselves as a resource to kind of like get the emotions together. Sometimes when there's a homicide, we don't know where it came from. And sometimes it's the usual suspects. Sometimes innocent people die as a homicide that wasn't even related to the homicide that happened. 10 years ago when we first started, in 2005, it ended with 1,166 homicides in the county of Los Angeles. The only other time that I can think of that it was that high was in 1992, the Peachtree year. There was over 2,800 homicides in the county of Los Angeles. That was the year of the Peachtree, when people would say, hey, we're tired of rags again. More people died that year than any other year that's on record that I know of. Today, we average about 650 homicides in the county of Los Angeles. It's almost cut in half from what it was. Any homicide is too many. Sunday is still the most deadliest day of the week. The summer months are the most deadliest months of the year for us when we go out there and we have to engage. And also, there are good days that are the most deadliest days for some people. So everybody know what hood days are, right? So hood days are celebratory days, like not necessarily birthdays, but days that are benchmarked for celebration for certain days. And it's usually marked by the day and the month of the year. So today is the 6th, May the 6th, right? So if you drive down 56th Street, you might see some people hanging out over there. It depends on what side of town, the east side or west side. Yesterday was a good day. It was 5-5. But not only 5-5, what else was it? No. So for people who don't have a 55th Street, they take the numbers and convert them to letters. The 5-5 become SS. So yesterday I was at a peace march in Compton in the south side Crip neighborhood. So the Cinco de Mayo 5-5 is 55th Street for some people, but for others it stands for south side, but to the 2-5. So those are the days that we kind of get out there. We don't notice, we notify people, hey, be careful, it's hood day, you know, it's time to babysit, it's time to be careful, stay out the way, things of that nature. But overall, the table again, it allows us to be collective. We believe that it is important to put the neighbor back in the neighborhood because we're living in a generation where social media has afforded us to be people who we're not generally not. I grew up in an era where there was no social media. My friends lived in my community. We went to school together. We drank out the same water hose together. We played together. But now we live in an era where if you're on social media, which I call Facebook, where you have fake friends, fake relationships, you can have 1,933 friends on Facebook that you've been friends with for the past 7-8 years, but you don't know the 13 people that live on your street. And so we're so disconnected on a personal level and sometimes the value of life or what happens in our community isn't important. So we're extremely community-based, and we keep a strong net of people together, and we work together. I work with these two, one gentleman. I work with these two men, and we're here for our support. Stay in contact with me. Robert is a good friend of mine, so is Paul. I had the same Paul since I went to Denmark. And again, I'm just fascinated about the impact of the gang culture, how it's just worldwide. It's just spreading, but nobody really has an ownership to the functions of it or the dynamics of how gangs work. But we believe that we have something unique at the table where you can get people whose sons were murdered, whose daughters were murdered, and they can sit next to, across from the person that did it. They can be in the room with law enforcement, and it's community ran. And it's a collective of individuals, nonprofits, but it's also non-funded. So we've been meeting for the past 10 years on our own dime, on our own time, because we want to make our communities better. I'll be here, I'll stick around. If there's anything you need from me, I'll be here. So thanks.